How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Okay, so today's game, um, it initially started life as an Amiga game. It's from a French publisher, a French developer, Delphine Software, which this was one of the first games I remember from them back in this day. I don't remember if they had a hand in developing Out of This World, but this game is really similar to Out of This World, so they may have had a hand in it. It was ported to a lot of different consoles, a lot of different platforms, but it started life on the Amiga. It ended up on PC, this Sega CD, Super NES, the 3DO, the CDI, the Jaguar, Mac. It was a bunch of different platforms. But today I'll be discussing the Sega Genesis version. Today's game is Flashback: The Quest for Identity. Now, in Flashback, you play as a space cop by the name of Conrad Hart. Conrad Hart discovers this conspiracy involving aliens who are attempting to take over the planet Earth, by posing as world leaders and killing off the real people. Conrad learns of this, and when the aliens find out about him and he discovers that they're after him, he pretty much copies his memory and sends it to his friend Ian. And then, but before he does that, he records a holocube message saying, "Okay, you're Conrad Hart. If you're looking at this, the aliens got to you. You have no memory. You need to find Ian and get your memories." So essentially, the game focuses around you going to various locales, hunting down your friend Ian in an effort to get back your identity. The game takes place over several different worlds. You encounter several different enemy types, and it's generally a pretty engrossing game. The main selling point of this game was that when it came out on cartridge-based consoles, we were told that it's a quote-unquote CD-ROM game on a cartridge. And that was a play on the fact that the game had an excellent soundtrack and incredible animation for its time. The animation was achieved by a technique called rotoscoping. And it was one of those things where the animation actually, it reminded a lot of gamers who hadn't played Out of This World of Prince of Persia. But for whatever reason, it sticks out reminding me of Out of This World. And a lot of gamers who don't really know the history behind both games actually consider it a sequel to Out of This World. But Flashback was an excellent action-adventure title with a really deep sci-fi storyline, and you'll get a really big kick out of playing it. There was a sequel released on the, I know it was released on the PlayStation and released on the Amiga, much like the predecessor, and on other platforms. But Fade to Black wasn't as good and didn't feel as good as Flashback did. And you can find a copy of Flashback for the assorted consoles that it was on. You could probably find a copy of Flashback pretty easily. It won't be a really hard purchase at all. And if you find a copy, you should definitely pick it up. You'll thank me. This has been 8-Bit Animal, and since I talked about Flashback, I think I'll talk about the game that it reminds me of, Out of This World. I think I'll talk about that tomorrow. So, this has been 8-Bit Animal. I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow.